Jotham, the king who stood in the shadows. The sun had barely begun its descent when the streets of Jerusalem filled with murmurs. The palace gates stood tall, gleaming under the golden light. But inside, behind the royal walls, there was a secret, one that few dared to speak of. The mighty King Uzziah, once a great warrior and builder, now sat alone, a prisoner in his own house. His hands, once strong and calloused from battle, were covered in the white marks of leprosy, a judgment from the Lord for his pride. And so, though the people still spoke of Uzziah as their king, it was his son Jotham who truly ruled. Jotham had not asked for power. He had grown up watching his father lead, had seen his victories, had marveled at the towering walls and mighty towers Uzziah built. But he had also witnessed the moment of his downfall, that fateful day when Uzziah entered the temple to burn incense, a privilege meant only for the priests. How the high priest Azariah and 80 brave priests had confronted him, how Uzziah had raged, how the leprosy had bloomed on his forehead like a curse from heaven. Jotham had been just a boy then, but he never forgot. Perhaps that is why, when power fell into his hands, he ruled carefully, wisely. He was 25 when he officially took the throne, after his father's death. Unlike many kings before him, Jotham did not seek idols, nor did he listen to corrupt counselors. He strengthened the walls of Jerusalem, built towers in the forests, and restored the gates of the temple. He made his army strong, ensuring that the kingdom was safe from the enemies lurking in the shadows. But Jotham ruled a people whose hearts were not fully devoted to the Lord. The priests still performed their duties, the temple still stood, and sacrifices were still offered. But beyond the city walls, in the hidden places of the land, the people clung to their old ways. They worshipped on the high places, offering incense to gods who could not speak, who could not save. Yet Jotham did not waver. He did not follow their rebellion. He did not seek his own glory. He walked before the Lord with integrity, refusing to fall into the traps of pride and arrogance. One day, news arrived from the east. King Rezin of Aram and King Pekah of Israel were plotting against Judah. They were growing strong, forging an alliance, sharpening their swords. But Jotham was unshaken. The Lord had given him wisdom and strength, and under his leadership, Judah stood firm. The Lord blessed him, and his name became known even among his enemies. For 16 years, he ruled in righteousness, growing stronger with each passing season. And when his time came, he rested with his ancestors, his name honored in the halls of the kings. But the kingdom he left behind was at a crossroads. Would Judah follow the path of righteousness, or would they turn further away? That answer would lie in the hands of his son, Ahaz, who would soon take the throne. Jotham's story is not one of grand miracles or fiery battles. He did not call down fire from heaven or slay giants with a stone. But in the quiet strength of his reign, in his steady obedience, he left behind a legacy, one that whispered of what true leadership should be. For in the end, a king is not measured by the height of his walls or the strength of his armies, but by the heart with which he walks before his God.